That's going to be hard for me.
What are we going to talk about then?
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Welcome, Jason and Cara, to the inaugural LinkedIn Live sessions here at ILTACON in Washington 2025.
Thanks,
thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
thank you for
thank
taking
you.
the time. So, the idea of this session is to really talk about ILTA, what it means, what's important, and how you guys see ILTACON evolving in the future and the past and where we are and what we're doing. So why don't you talk to me, Cara, initially about your role with ILTA and where you are, what you're doing?
Great. Well, I've been involved with ILTA, and I do believe this is my 25th conference,
Wow.
believe it or not. I started when I was 10. ILTA has really, I'm grateful for the experience. It's a privilege, it's an honor to volunteer and serve on the ILTA Board of Directors. I have grown up in ILTA, and I'm grateful. Honestly, part of my career is really because of ILTA and the networking and the connections I've made, not only members, but through business partners as well.
Yep.
It's a sense of community I'm not sure that you have in any other organization. It's not only just connections, they become family.
And you, Jason,
Yeah.
how long have you been involved?
Not 25 years. I think my first ILTACon was 2013. So a number of years. I volunteered, I think, shortly after that.
Okay.
I got pulled in by the old ILTA judo move. I was complaining about something late at night to a longtime volunteer, and he basically told me, "Well, then you should volunteer and fix it." And he was right. And I've pulled the same move on other people, so it's a tried and true ILTA tradition. But Cara brings up a good point about community. We've talked about that a little bit this week already, but I wanted to bring it up because it was actually after a conversation that you and I had in London, where it sort of struck me that, I always knew ILTA had a great community, but what really struck me about it was that's actually really what makes us different than, there's all these other conferences coming up and all these other kind of events that are starting around legal tech, legal innovation. But the thing that really makes ILTA different is the community, and so we're really trying to focus in on that and figure out how can we support that, how can we make it better, how can we contribute time and attention and resources to that.
I think in one of the other conversations I had earlier today, we were talking about the sense of community, but you, as you said, Cara, you make friends. It's a very human sort of centered organization in terms of, I sort of look forward to coming to ILTA, not because I get to see Jason.
I see him too.
Yeah, but I see people once a year at ILTACON. But they've I think my first ILTACON was 2012, and it's like they've become friends. They've become part of my family. They know my kids' names, but I only see them once a year.
Every conversation becomes a connection.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good line, actually. I like that. You should trademark it.
Should type that up.
Yeah. So you've recently gone from volunteer to Uber volunteer.
Sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what was the judo move that got you to president?
Really, so it's a lot of I think it's like any career move, any situation. It's a bit of work and a bit of luck.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going over this with somebody else. I actually wasn't elected this last term.
Yep.
We had somebody step down, and I got asked to fill in their role. And so I wasn't elected this last term, and then this very last election got elected to president, which is kind of crazy. I'm still absorbing it all, but
the power. It's the power.
Hasn't gone to my head yet. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be fun. We have a really great group of folks rolling onto the board. They're already deep involved and wrapping their heads around what we're going to be doing, and I think we're set to do some really interesting things. I've talked about this a little bit, but the organization is in a really great spot right now. There's it's in a really strong spot financially. This is, our big, in a lot of ways, biggest ILTA conference we've ever had. So I think that's all well and good, but our biggest challenge this sort of next term is really taking that position of strength, not resting on our laurels, and figuring out how to push forward from that position.
Yeah, I think I was talking with Joe and Luke from Gunderson on this show earlier. The pace of change, driven by tech, driven by people, competition, it's affecting this industry across the board, and it must be affecting ILTA too. And sort of, again, so thinking about not resting on your laurels and not sitting there going, okay, we're in a position of strength, but having that sort of sense of like, where do we go next? What are we doing? How are we thinking about that? How are we sort of going to remain where we are as an organization? But I think, without wanting to answer my own question, it does come back to what you said earlier. It is the community. It's the humans that bring that together, and that's a big differentiator. It isn't just another place to go. It's like you're bringing everything together. How many volunteers are there for ILTA? Because
hundreds.
Hundreds. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know it was that kind of scale.
Yeah. It's a pretty. I don't know the exact number, but it's a huge group. We just did a reception for all the volunteers yesterday evening, and and we only had a fraction of them there, obviously, and not all of them are able to make it to conference. But Joy talks about this all the time. The size and scale and commitment of our volunteers is pretty much unmatched in the definitely in the association community, and the only other place you see this level of volunteering is in sort of charity work, nonprofits that way. So it's really impressive, and it's really unique, and it's something that that I really value, and I think we need to continue to invest in our volunteers to ensure that we're supporting them the best we can, and helping them to succeed in whatever their roles are.
And I think it's that, Cara, why don't you sort of, in your time as a volunteer and like being part of ILTACON as a person that's here for the conference, but also as a volunteer, what do you value out of that, beyond the friendships, beyond the connections? Do you take stuff back to your day job and go, actually, there's a thing here, there's a bit there?
Absolutely. I look at all the conference sessions that are happening here, all the business partner interaction. Those conversations lead to a learning opportunity, even just walking around the showroom hall, the exhibit hall today. I'm amazed at the technology that's here, how many new business partners are here. It's certainly evolved over the years. That's a huge benefit. Taking that information that you're learning and absorbing here back to your firm is a huge benefit to your firm. But also, I think serving as a volunteer, you get to know what other firms are doing. If you have a problem with a technology or a issue at your firm, you have your colleagues to ask, hey, what are you doing? What are you using for, to resolve this issue? Or have you had a technology issue with a certain business partner, which we never do, right? But having those resources right at hand is very powerful.
And it's not just that, it's like I get the question all the time, what is this firm doing? What is that firm doing?
Right.
And because I have this network, I can be like, just give me a couple days and I'll get the answer for you. So it's super powerful being able to have colleagues and this kind of a network to rely on for those type of questions that you really can't answer any other way.
Yeah,
ILTA's had the tag pure powered for years, and it's so true, and I don't think throughout the history it's ever gone away. And hopefully it won't in the future. Mr. President.
Don't break it, Jason. Don't break it.
Yeah, it's a challenge over the next 2 years. Don't break it.
Yeah. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time. It's always a pleasure to catch up, always a pleasure to be here. This is slightly daunting, but it's been fun. And
It's
I've
been
laughed,
fun.
and it's been good. Thank you very much, Cara.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
Nice
Appreciate
to
it.
see you.
Appreciate
Take
it.
it easy. Thank you.